Hey guys, it's Gabe of the-male-persuasian.tumblr.com, and this is episode 1 of Tips from a Trans Guy. So today we're going to talk a little bit about being an ally and friend to the trans people in your life. I'm going to do that by walking through a couple of conversational pitfalls and microaggressions that I've experienced in the past couple of months since coming out. Please be aware that these are informed by my experiences as a trans man, and while my experiences might not be the same as your trans woman roommates or your gender variant friends or your gender neutral siblings, I hope that you find these bits and snippets of conversation and advice will be helpful in helping you start a conversation with them, or just helpful in general. This is my friend Gabe, he's trans. Please, first rule of thumb, don't out people without them giving you their permission. Aside from the fact that it's kind of tokenizing, and by kind of I mean really tokenizing, you wouldn't say, for instance, that, hey, this is Gabe my Asian friend, or Gabe my short friend, or Gabe my fat friend. You wouldn't say that, so why would you say this is Gabe my trans friend? Also, being out as trans is not necessarily safe for some people, or they haven't come out yet to this particular circle of friends that you are in. This may be you might be the first person they came out to, so it's very important to ask about context. Support your friends. By all means, use the words that they ask for you to refer to them by. Use their name and pronouns, but don't forget to ask in which context should these terms be used. Be sure. So you're trans. Are you gonna get the surgery? You wouldn't walk up to someone and ask them if they finally got that nose job or that boob job or that butt implant, right? So asking a trans person about their personal medical plans isn't exactly appropriate either. So surgery isn't always an option or, desired by trans people. Not all trans people want it. I mean, personally I do, but I also don't like being reminded that I have body parts that make me very dysphoric. So if you're trans, how do you do it? Unless you're planning on taking me to dinner and anywhere from 3 to 5 dates, I'm probably not going to be talking about sex with you. And intimacy is different for everyone, cis or trans. Asking a trans person about sex just because you found out that they're trans is very othering, making someone feel like they're weird or out of the ordinary just because they're trans, and then asking them about their weird, out of the ordinary sex doesn't really make sense because trans people are people just like you, and people, like I said, have a lot of different ways to be intimate. Alright, so you could totally be a little bit more masculine if you just square your shoulders a little bit more. See if you can drop your voice. Just because I'm a trans man doesn't mean I want to be hyper masculine. Just because she's a trans lady doesn't mean she wants to be hyper feminine. And just because you're my friend doesn't mean that I want to hear your unsolicited advice for the littlest things. I am secure in my being a trans man. I'm a trans man because that's who I am. That's how I identify. That's my gender identity. The way I express my gender expression, that doesn't have to be rigid. Just like identity, expression is a spectrum. So just keep that in mind for your friends. If they ask for advice, give it. But if they don't, and they're comfortable bopping along doing their thing, support them. It's easy as that. Did you like her? Isn't she straight? So am I. I'm a straight trans man. She is a straight cis lady. Our sexualities are compatible. Um, it's important to not forget that sexuality is separate from gender identity, which is separate from gender expression from the previous comment. Sexuality is a spectrum, just like gender identity and gender expression. None of those three are directly related to each other. They're not related to each other at all. I can be a trans straight man, and she can be a cis straight woman, and our sexualities are compatible. Saying anything else is kind of invalidating and can be pretty hurtful. He's trans? He's actually kind of cute. Like, actually cute. So, you can only be actually hot if you're cis? Saying that the norm for hotness, or the only way you can be hot, is if you're cis, is pretty cis-sexist and very transphobic. I had someone tell me that they found out someone was trans and they just couldn't believe it because he was so attractive. Trans people are just as capable of being attractive as cis people are. I mean, come on, look at me. So, if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments or on Tumblr. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you for my upcoming 4-month update. Mr. Facewash and Mr. Tankard say goodbye. They helped me film parts of this film, and they hope that you found this video helpful.